Okay, might be the toughest among all teams that I'll give you. Houston Texans.
Ooh. Look, out of principle, I'm not doing anything. Deshaun Watson being 25 years old, being the quarterback of the team, thinking he should have some input on who the general manager is insane to me. Now, whoever told Deshaun that he would have that type of control is an idiot. I mean, just a complete idiot. But with that being said, I can't imagine that any employee ever thought that they should be in charge of who their boss is going to be. This trend in sports where these guys actually think that they should pick who their coach is, they should pick who their general manager is preposterous to me. You're an employee, and you may be a super talented superstar employee, but when you leave, another employee will take your place. You're not the owner of the team. The owner's the only constant that ever happens in any franchise. The Rooneys have owned the Steelers for 1 billion years, and they will probably continue to own it for 1 billion more. They make the decisions. They decide who the general manager is. Ben Roethlisberger does not, and nor does Deshaun Watson have the right to think at 25 years old, having the life experience of a quarterback, should be the one to decide who should who should be hired as the general manager of the entire team. I disagree with the premise, and I disagree more with the fact that Watson thinks he's going to force himself out of Houston. If Houston allows this to happen, they're going to lose their pull with everybody. They're going to lose their fan base, and it's going to be a nightmare to build it back. I think if you're Houston, you stand pat and you say play or retire. Those are your options.
Yeah, I do agree with your scenario, John, because let's face it, Deshaun Watson is still under contract with the Houston Texans, so he doesn't have the leverage really. The NFL is not the NBA. James Harden can easily ask for a trade, and then it happened. But in the NFL, it doesn't happen that way. So he'd rather have to play out his contract and do well. And if he gets traded, I believe that out of principle as well, Caserio would like to trade him in the least possible team that will make a playoff run. Out of spite, I guess. Bury him. So that would be the New York Jets. They do have some draft capital. So in exchange for Watson, Caserio, and the Texans get a lot of draft picks in return, and Deshaun Watson will have wasted like 2 or 3 seasons more in his stellar career just because he has been playing in a bad team.
You know, I'm just thinking about something. Imagine you're a Houston fan. You're like, oh, we have the Rockets, we have the Texans, we got James Harden, we got Deshaun Watson. And then all of a sudden, Harden doesn't want to play there anymore. Now you got to trade away Harden. 2 weeks later, Deshaun Watson says, I don't want to be here either. This is a nightmare scenario if you're a Houston fan. If you're a Houston sports fan, you got to be sitting around right now going, what else could possibly go wrong here? What are they going to do next? Cut J.J. Watt? Maybe. That's a possibility in Houston, actually. Lance, great segment. I love the teams you put together. Good job.